So, good evening, everybody. I am Kshitija Poddar. As everyone is now very well aware that this is our ninth webinar. So, I hope now everyone is very much familiar with me. So, I've been working with IC from this year, 2025, April, and it is always, a pleasure to welcome everybody who's attending the webinars because what happens is this is a venue or platform where everybody is sharing information, and I hope that it is helping everyone to gather knowledge as well. So for those who are joining for the first time, I see India and Delhi, it stands as the world's fourth largest exhibition, which is dedicated for elevators and escalators. It brings together global manufacturers, technology providers, and innovators under one powerful platform, a reflection for of all the trust and recognition IC India has earned across the industry. But IC is just not an exhibition. So, it is a place where people can connect. It is a place where all the ecosystem, I would say, like uh, it is a collaboration platform, knowledge exchange, and an industry advancement, which is connecting India, Africa, all over the world, and with other opportunities across the world. In this line of the vision, we introduce ICE platform, which is a dynamic initiative that helps our exhibitors to share their technical expertise. Because what happens is every time, every 2 years we connect, or everybody knows all the companies, obviously, but connecting throughout the year, it also helps to exchange our knowledge, the processes, or any kind of progresses that has been happening over the years. So I am delighted to share that, our webinar sessions are every Tuesday available. So what do we do here is I will just share my slide, which I have made about what exactly do we do. So before welcoming, I will just start my presentation, please. So we started in the year 2022, where our show was 17,000 square meter. We grown to 25,000 square meter. And next year we are planning to host a show for 40,000 square meter. Here, as I said, e-platform is a place where everybody can showcase their technical expertise, presentation, and continuous visibility for all the exhibitors throughout this particular platform. So weekly webinars are available on every Tuesday. What do we do here? That the presenter, whomsoever is there, once his session is over, you can type down your questions. And please note, these can be only answered once the presentations are over. Today, we have Mr. Pranav Ghanekar from Usha Martin, who is a Deputy Manager for Technical Support Department. And he's currently been working with Usha Martin. And he leads the technical support for all the West Zone region, which is, I believe, a very big area under him. So, yes. And he will be sharing his data about the safe, reliable elevators and operations. And I hope everyone enjoys this session. Pranav, over to you. I'm stopping my presentation. You can please start your presentation.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Please share your presentation.
Yeah. Okay.
Pranav will be sharing his
Yeah.
presentation in a while. No problem.
Yeah.
I think it is just connecting.
Yeah.
No problem. Any problem, Pranav? Everything fine?
Yeah. I'm just getting some problem sharing.
Just go
I'm
on the
just
share
looking
button
for.
below.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to share.
Okay, no worries, no problem. Everybody, please
Yeah,
bear. He is just trying to check the presentation. Please hold.
just a sec. I'm facing some glitch. I think so.
No problem, no problem.
Yeah.
You can restart the presentation. Should not be an issue.
Oh,
Is it a network issue or file not opening,
I
Pranav?
think so. I think so. It is a network issue. I'm just
Okay, okay. Everyone, please hold. He's just facing some technical errors, and I apologize for the same. But he will have it sorted out. So not to worry. Please hold on while he shares his presentation.
I hope so. My screen is being shared.
Your screen is being shared. However, yes,
Okay.
now I can see a green screen.
Okay. Just hold on for a moment.
It's okay, Pranav,
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah. I think I'm facing some issue.
Do you want to share it with me? And if I want to, if I can share it from my end?
If you can just allow me to rejoin, is it okay? If I
Yes, you
can
can
rejoin?
rejoin, no problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
You can just on the same link, you can definitely connect back. Meanwhile, I
Sure.
will have a word with all the participants. Not a problem.
Okay. 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 Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. So everyone, for everyone's knowledge, Pranav will be starting he will rejoin the Zoom webinar. He's facing some technical error from his end. So I believe he's trying to sort it out. Would request everyone to please be hold there and, just be there. So I see Africa is will be starting on 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at Nairobi, and we all are planning for that and preparing for that as well. Being very hectic time for Tak and Priyanka both, and been running between two exhibitions, so they are trying their best to be available for everybody in case anything is required. I'm muting myself. So meanwhile, Pranav will come online. So would request everybody to please bear with this situation. Due to a technical error, we are running late for the webinar today. Kindly hold. Thank you. Thank you everyone for patience. I believe Pranav is trying to sort some major issue at his end. So let us hold on for more 5 to 10 minutes, please. I would request everyone to please be there to attend the webinar. Thank you. Yes, Pranav, I can see you. You will have to unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
All okay?
Yeah. So I'll be sharing. I hope my screen is visible.
It is visible. Yes.
Okay. So
I'm sorry. Thank you everyone for your patience. Let us start with the presentation. Pranav is just about to start with his first slide. Thank you everyone once again for having your patience. Pranav, you may please start. Thank you.
yeah. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So dear all, first of all, I would apologize for the technical glitch that hit right now. And so we are running late by 10 minutes, but no issues. Good evening. And I would like to thank today's host, ISEE platform, for their great initiative for providing this opportunity and allowing me to speak on steel wire ropes used in elevators. Thank you, Shitija ma'am. Then I would also like to express gratitude towards all the members present today, all the members present today and taking time to attend this webinar. As all of you are very aware that wire rope is a safety product and plays a crucial role in hoisting system, whether it be an elevator or crane. Usha Martin, being a reputed name in wire rope industry, we believe it becomes our moral duty to make people aware of wire rope and its safe uses in elevator. In today's webinar, I will be specifically discussing on basics of steel wire ropes, which will include its basic terminology, its nomenclature, etc. We will also speak on various types of wire rope used in elevator based on their applications. Further, we will also discuss the safety factor for wire ropes, which are very much critical for load calculations. We will also make you aware of storage, handling, and inspection part as well, in which we will see how wire rope should be stored in a proper way, its proper handling, since you all are aware that improper handling can result in early failure of wire ropes and things to be checked while inspection and maintenance. Last but very important, we will also discuss on safe discard of wire ropes from its service, which will ensure wire ropes to be replaced safely without any accident. We believe this will generate a sense of awareness regarding wire rope used in elevator. So we will start with today's session. Okay. So all of us are very aware that India is inching towards a developed nation. So as the industries and companies are also parallelly growing and reflecting the growth. A statistic shows the increase of population density in India. You can see in the slide that there is a statistic showing that increase of population density in India is increasing rapidly. To accommodate such huge populations, cities with limited horizontal space are growing vertically. As we are aware that this vertical growth demands high-rise buildings, elevators have become an essential part of the people. Hence, making use of quality and certified products along with a strong brand image has become a need of an hour, right? So here we want to show some data regarding the growth in elevator market. Here you can see that in 2002, the market size was estimated at 10.71 US billion dollars, whereas in 2029 it is projected to be at 17.44 US billion dollars, right? So there is a huge potential in elevator market industry, and so that that introduces more and more players, resulting into competition in the market, right? So if there are more players, if there is a more competition, so market becomes quite tending towards cheap product, right? So we have to see whether we are using a product which is reliable, which has been quality tested, which is safe in our elevator system, right? So for that reason, we are here to educate you, to make you aware what to see about wire rope, how wire rope has to be identified, what particular applications are need to be checked if I'm going for a certain construction of wire rope, a certain characteristic of wire rope, right? So here I have made one slide showing number of mishaps in due to elevator. So it's our moral duty to make you aware on safety product, that is wire rope, especially in the steel wire rope and elevators. So coming to the main point, that is basics of wire ropes, right? So here you can see we have shown a 3D image where there is a wire, then a center wire is there. So when these wires are laid around a center wire, we call it as a strand. And when these strands are laid around a core, we call it as a wire rope in totality. So basically, wire rope is made up of wires, strands, and cores, right? So core is the center part, and strands are the element of wire rope which are placed over this core. So here you can also see that we have uh, shown images of various types of strands used in elevator wire ropes. This is 19S, and this is 25 filler wire, which is commonly known as 25F. Here we have also shown the cross section of a wire rope, where you can see various layers of wires are being highlighted in a particular strand. So outer wires in outer layer of strand, inner wires in inner layer of the strands, and in case if my wire rope core is made of steel, that is steel core, so these wires are known as center wires. Okay, so we'll move to the next slide. Okay, so if anybody is having question related to any of the part, so you please feel free to note it down. So we are having a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. So I'll make sure that I'll try to answer majority of the questions, majority to clear majority of the doubts. If there are any in this particular session. So coming to the point, the value chain or the manufacturing process flow chart, right? So as we all are aware that the basic element of steel wire rope is steel wire. Okay, so these steel wires are made from high carbon steel wire rods. So for a wire rope manufacturer, the raw material is steel wire rod. Then the very next process is pickling process. Pickling process is nothing but you can say it is a surface cleaning process, in which if there are any impurities, surface impurities to be precise, or any dust or any rust on surface of these wire rods, so we make sure that those impurities or those rust on the surface of wire rods are being cleaned at this particular stage. Then the very next stage is the wire drawing stage or first stage wire drawing. Okay, so for better understanding, let's take an example. Let's say I want to draw a wire of 1 mm from 5 mm wire rod. Okay, this is just an example for understanding purpose. So there are certain limitations while drawing a wire. I cannot draw wire directly 1 mm from 5 mm, right? So what I need to do, I need to draw it in stages. So what I do is, let's say I drew it to 3 mm, and then later that 3 mm intermediate size I will further draw it to 1 mm. So the first stage of drawing, that is drawing 5 mm wired rod to 3 mm intermediate size wire, is done at this particular stage. So definitely if I am working on this particular steel or wire rod, so I am changing its property, especially the ductility property, which is very much essential for further drawing of the wire, right? So to regain that property, here uh, is a process that is patenting process. So patenting process is nothing but a heat treatment process. In simple terms, I would say it helps the first stage drawn wire to regain its property of ductility, so that it can further be redrawn to 1 mm, the required wire size, right? In that case, if there is a requirement of zinc coated or galvanized wire, right? So this particular wire is made to pass through a zinc bath, and a zinc coating is being given to that wire. Okay, but majority of times we have seen that, for especially for elevator wire ropes, people do prefer ungalvanized wire, that is uncoated bright finish, we can say. Okay, then comes the next stage, which is the final stage of wire drawing, where the 3 mm wire, the intermediate size, is being drawn to 1 mm size, right? In that manner, what we do, we make sure that we manufacture all the required wire sizes. Let's say I have a requirement of 1 mm wire, then 1.5 mm wire, then 1.3 mm wire. So what I'll do, I'll just make sure that I manufacture these wires, making sure that all the processes are followed, uh, you know and with a precision, because all these processes require uh, good experience and quality, product quality process checking, inline quality process checking. So when we are very much sure that, okay, the wires which are drawn, which are manufactured, are of the required quality, so we further proceed to the next stage of stranding. So as I have earlier made you aware that strand is made up of wires. So what we do, these wires are laid into a machine known as stranding machine, and we get a strand out of that machine. And based on the requirement, let's say I am having a requirement of 8 stranded wire rope. So for 8 stranded wire rope, I need to have 8 strands and a core. So whenever I'll be having a 8 strand, so I'll be further making these strands to closing process, and in closing process we'll lay these strands over a core to make a final product, that is wire rope. So why we have given the name the value chain? We have given this particular name the value chain because if there is a single mistake or single uh, deviation in any of this process, so the desired output is not up to the mark, or what we call it as a quality product, right? So over a period of years we have gained that experience, that we make sure that in each and every process the required parameters are being checked and are being met with the concerning standards, governing standards, and we do ensure that the wire rope which are being made, are being manufactured, are of the top quality. Okay, so coming to the next, that is course in steel wire rope. So all of us are aware, and even I have made you aware in the very first slide, that core is the central part of your wire rope. There are two types of core, fiber core and steel core. As name suggests, fiber core is made from fiber, as well as the steel core is made from steel wires. Okay, fiber core is further categorized into natural fiber core and synthetic fiber core. Natural fiber core. Natural fiber core is are those fiber cores which are made from naturally available plants like sisal, manila, jute. And synthetic fiber cores are the artificial ones like polypropylene, polyamide, etc. Other is independent wire rope core, that is IWRC. So you must all have been encountered. I think
Yeah, I think the slide is went off. Once you're sharing it now, Pranav, just try
yeah.
to make your screen a bigger view for audience, because the view which you are checking is a smaller version. If you can just so everybody may not be able to see the drawings and the structure there. So if you can
Okay.
make it a big
Uh,
view,
is this okay, ma'am? This way?
I can
I
see the
see.
notes and everything there. So
Oh,
is there any option showing?
just a sec.
You can
I'll
check in
stop and
the,
I'll reshare. I'll stop and I'll reshare.
yes. Yeah, choose that option. Correct.
It's there is some. Let me share it once again.
No problem. It happens. It's completely fine, Pranav.
Yeah.
Not to worry.
My screen visible now, ma'am?
Now it is visible correctly. Yes. Now you can proceed with your presentation notes. As in, you can go ahead with whatever presentation you need to do.
Just okay. Is it okay? This is fine.
You need to press on the slide show button,
I
the
think it's
extreme right button,
just a sec.
or you
Okay.
can go in the view also.
I'll go with the another view. I think this one.
Yes. And now you can press the arrow keys, use the arrow keys, and you can go
Okay.
on the next slide. Correct. Yes, you're right.
So basically, uh, yeah. So I was talking about fiber cores, types of fiber cores that are used in elevator wire ropes, right? So natural fiber core come jute, sisal, manila. These are plant-based fiber core, and so the cores which are made from jute, sisal, manila are categorized under natural fiber cores, and for synthetic fiber core, which are artificially made or man-made fiber cores, so polypropylene, polyamide, polyethylene, those type of cores come under synthetic fiber core. Coming to the steel core, steel core is also categorized into two parts, that is wire strand core and independent wire rope core. So wire strand core is nothing but if my wire rope is having a core which is similar to the strand, so we call it as a wire strand core. independent wire rope core, or IWRC. So coming to this natural fiber core part, so earlier we used to import sisal from uh, from various countries to make the fiber core or natural fiber core for particularly for our elevator wire ropes. But looking at the quality requirement, we did backward integration and we are now self-sufficient, that we are producing our own natural fiber core, that is sisal fiber core. Okay. Then we have also seen that many people are supplying wire rope with jute core. So if we look at IS, the new IS version of 2365, uh, that is, more or less, which has been adopted from ISO 4344. So that suggests that elevator hoist wire rope should use natural fiber core, specifically sisal or manila. So they haven't recommended jute to be used into hoisting application. But we have encountered many such cases where we have found that people are using jute core as their elevator wire rope core, especially in hoisting application. So here we want to make aware that many of the times, if you are having any requirement for wire rope with fiber core, so you should opt for either sisal or manila. Okay. So coming to the next slide, that is,
Use any arrow button, Pranav.
yeah,
It
yeah.
should change the slide.
Just a sec, just a sec. Can I just reshare? I think I'm facing some glitch here. Can I just reshare?
Yes, yes, you can reshare, no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah, yeah. Okay.
It should just run from the first slide or the last slide which you shared. Or if you wish to share the slide with me, and I can share it from here. Yeah, this was the slide.
I'll share my presentation with you. I'm facing some glitch, ma'am.
No problem. Please send it to me. I'll have it shared.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone, please have a patience to. He will be sending the slideshow with me, and I will share it from my end here. Please be patient and please be available. You send it to me, Pranav,
Yeah, ma'am. I have shared the slide with you.
on an email. I'll check. Just hold on, please.
Sorry.
I'm retrieving it from my email. Just hold on. You shared on the email, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, just hold on. I haven't received it as of now. Okay, I haven't received it as of now. I'm waiting for it. There is some technical error happening at the at Pranav's end. He's trying to share this presentation with me. I haven't received it on an email as of now. Waiting for it. Pranav, you have shared it with me on email, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The file is pretty huge. I'm yet to receive it.
I hope, ma'am, it is working. I think so.
You can go ahead with it. Is
Yeah.
it going
Okay.
now? Yeah, okay.
Okay. So, sorry for the interruption. So, coming back to the point, that is elevator wire ropes that are particularly used in hoisting rope application. So here we have shown that 8 stranded class, 8 by 19 class to be in precise, with fiber core and steel core that are generally used in hoisting application of the elevators. So here if you can see 8 by 19 class, 8 by 25 class, 8 by 19 uh, seal, 8 by 19 Warrington, 8 by 25 filler in both fiber core as well as IWRC, right? So we do recommend using 8 stranded wire rope, especially for your hoisting applications, because we have seen people using 6 stranded wire rope in place of 8 stranded wire rope. Although in if we look at the standards, definitely standards do recommend standards do recommend making use of 600 wire ropes, particularly in your hoisting application. But based on our experience, we always recommend to use 8 stranded wire ropes in place of 6 stranded wire ropes, especially for your hoisting application. You can see here the one of the advantage that 8 stranded wire rope is having over 6 stranded wire ropes. So when 6 stranded wire rope is into a groove of a shaft, you can see the contact points that 6 stranded wire rope make is 3. Whereas when 8 stranded wire rope is into a groove of a pulley or a shaft, the number of contact points that it makes is 4. So definitely the more the number of contact points, the distribution of the force is we can say the uniform distribution of the force is better. And similarly, the deterioration of your rope as well as your shift is we can say is delayed in 8 stranded rope due to number of contact points are at on a larger side, right? Coming to the next, that is 9 stranded wire ropes. So we have seen 8 stranded wire ropes performing into hoisting applications, 8 stranded wire ropes with your fiber core as well as with your steel core. But we have introduced 9 stranded wire ropes, especially for the domestic market, because we are having a successful we can say a performance because we have already successfully tested this 9 stranded wire rope, especially for your high rise buildings into the export market. But since it is a very duty of us to make you aware, make you introduced to the new and newer wire ropes that are much more reliable, especially when we speak regarding high rise, especially when wire rope is working with a speed more than 4 meter per second, and with number of stops more than 40 or something. Because you can see the advantage of 9 stranded wire rope is that the 9 stranded wire rope is more flexible than 8 stranded wire rope. Same that due to the increase in number of strands, the contact we can say it is having a better contact on sheave grooves as well, and better crushing resistant properties. So we would like to uh, tell people that in case if you are choosing wire rope, especially for your iconic projects, especially when wire rope is being made to use for high speed elevators, so we definitely will recommend to go with 9 stranded wire rope. Then coming to the pre-stretch wire ropes. So basically, when wire rope is manufactured, right? So as I have explained you the manufacturing process, the manufacturing process flow chart. So there, if you can recall that the wire rope is made from multiple strands, that strand is made from multiple wires. So definitely there are some sort of stretches that are related to the construction of wire rope, what we call it as a constructional stretch, or we call it as a permanent stretch. There are two types of stretches in wire rope. Okay, one is constructional stretch and second one is elastic stretch. So when wire rope is in operation, so in initial days or initial period of the operation, you might have encountered the elongation of wire rope, right? So for that purpose, what we do, we make this particular wire rope to pass through a process called pre-stretching process. In this particular process, we make sure that the wire rope is being subjected to a cyclical load, and that cyclical load makes sure that the initial stretch or the constructional stretch is being removed from the wire rope, right? So here you can find the uh, comparison between standard, that is non pre-stretched wire rope, and pre-stretched wire rope. So just for the just I'll like to highlight one construction, that is 8 by 19 class with fiber core. So here you can see the constructional stretch is ranging from 0.50 to 0.75%, and total stretch is ranging from 0.70 to 1.05%. On contrary, if I'm going for pre-stretched wire rope, so in same class, that is 8 by 19 class with fiber core, you can see the constructional strength is reduced to a range of 0.20 to 0.35%, and the total stretch is reduced to the range of 0.40 to 0.65. So pre-stretch wire rope do help uh, in removing the initial stretch that many of us have been encountering since many time, and in the initial, especially in the initial period, right? Now coming to the safety factor for load calculations. So I would like to give a disclaimer regarding these formulas. So all these formulas are available in IS 17900. So I have also mentioned the uh, source from which I have taken this formula. So it will be more easier for you all as well to access those standards, to go to those formulas, to understand the formulas, and then to calculate the load calculations or the safety factor calculations in your elevator system. So here you can see the safety factor formula that has been shown here, safety factor, uh, and we have also shown the respective uh, legends that are required here. Just like dt represents the diameter of traction shift, dr represents the diameter of ropes, and equivalent represents the equivalent number of pulleys, and sf, definitely sf is the safety factor. Here you can find all the required formulas for an equivalent, that is the equivalent number of pulleys. Equivalent number of pulleys is equal to an equivalent number of traction shifts plus an equivalent, that is equivalent number of deflection pulleys. In case for your uh, U grooves without undercut, uh, you have to take an equivalent, that is traction shift, to be 1, and for your an equivalent for deflection pulley, there is another formula, that is kp into nps plus 4 into npr. So what is kp? The kp is the factor of ratio between sheave and pulley diameter. What is nps? So nps is the number of pulleys with simple bend. And what is npr? The npr is the number of pulleys with reverse bend. So here you can see kp can be shown as the ratio of diameter of traction shift to the average diameter of all pulleys, traction shift excluded, raised to 4, right? So I have also shown some example from same IS 17900 for better understanding how these particular formulas work. So here you can see this is the first example in which you can see there are two pulleys, one deflection pulley, right? So here they have given that the angle of the pulley is 40 degree and equivalent is 10, because for here you can see we have to consider 40 degree with for V grooves especially. So the N equivalent against 40 degree angle is 10. So here they have considered N equivalent to be 10. Kp is your, again, the formula which is diameter of your traction shift to the average diameter of all pulleys. So here diameter of your traction shift is 600, and the average diameter of these two is 500 raised to 4, which is coming to be 2.07. And then N equivalent P. N equivalent P, here you can see N equivalent P is K. Kp into Nps plus 4 into Npr. So putting all the values into N equivalent P, we get N equivalent to be 14.14. Similarly, you can do the calculations for this type of system as well as for this type of system. But to make things simpler, to because this safety factor or factor of safety, the calculations are quite complex. So IS 17900 also states that if your If you are calculating safety factor for your elevator hoist rope, then you can consider it to be 12. The minimum safety factor for your elevator hoist rope is 12. And if you are calculating factor of safety or safety factor for your OSG, overspeed governor rope, so it should be at least 8. So this is much more simpler way to consider the factor of safety, and based on this factor of safety we can proceed for our load calculations based on the selection of number of wires, uh, a number of wire ropes into the system, right? Which type of wire rope to be selected, construction wise, core wise, right? So these factor of safety do help in selecting right type of wire rope for your hoist as well as for your overspeed governor rope application. Now, the next is D by D ratio, or popularly known as drum diameter to the rope diameter, or sheave diameter to the rope diameter ratio. So here you can see that standard clearly states that for your hoisting application, the minimum D by D ratio should be 40. For your compensating and for your overspeed governor rope, the minimum D by D ratio should be 30. So that itself suggests that if I am designing a pulley or a drum for my hoisting application, so my drum diameter or sheave diameter has to be minimum 40 times of my rope diameter. And if I am designing a sheave or a pulley for compensating or overspeed governor rope, so the diameter or the minimum diameter for the sheave or pulley should be 30 times of the rope diameter, right? But we have, honestly, I have also seen that people are using, uh, you know, uh, lesser diameter sheaves than what it has been mentioned into the standards. So if you are going for lesser diameter sheaves, or let's say we are not following the minimum D by D ratio, especially for your hoist rope, so definitely you will be encountering premature wire rope failure, mostly due to over stress or the bending stress, we can say, that are going to develop into your wire ropes, making your wire ropes to fail prematurely. Coming to the point, that is handling and installation of wire ropes, right? Majority of times we have seen that there is a lot of negligence at site, that people don't follow proper procedures, proper way of handling wire rope, which results into induction of twist or formation of a kink into the wire rope, or deformation of your wire rope. So we do always recommend that wire rope should be properly handled, right? We if you're handling a coil, then you should make use of proper decoiler, or you can roll it over a floor, right? uh, Never pull out any end of from a coil, that may result into kink formation or induction of twist. One thing we definitely always recommend while handling any wire rope, be it for your elevator or for your crane or any application, we have to make sure that whenever we are handling a wire rope, we need to make sure that there is a proper tension into the wire rope. There should be no slackness into the wire rope, because if we are allowing slackness into the wire rope, that may result into kinking, formation of kink, or induction of twist or turn into the wire rope. Later, if this twist or turn is not removed from the wire rope, that may result into premature failure of the wire rope. So we always recommend that proper handling should be done. Then we also recommend that when you are installing wire rope, you should make sure that whenever you have installed the wire rope, you should make sure that all the wire ropes, let's say for an example, if I'm having four number of wire rope in my elevator system, so I should make sure that all the four number of wire rope should be equally tensioned, right? The permissible, we can say the permissible variance in the tension can be around 10%. And uh, people do follow the conventional approach of checking tension just by pressing it with thumb, or just by pushing it with the hand. But we do recommend that if there are available devices that can easily make you aware regarding the variation in your tension, so that would help you to uh, make sure that your wire ropes are equally tensioned. There is no variation in the wire ropes which are used into your elevator system. See, if there is any variation, if let's say if I am having a wire rope which is not equally tensioned, let's say the deviation in that particular rope is more than 20% or more than 10%, then rope might that rope might behave differently than other three ropes, and which may result into early failure of this particular rope, or abnormal elongation in any of these ropes, right? So you have to make sure that your rope should be equally tensioned. Then you need to check for the contact components, that is sheave grooves, your deflection pulley grooves, your I mean, wherever the rope is in contact with any of the system components, so you need to make sure that all the contact components are intact. There is no wear and tear, right? And then uh, one exercise that we do recommend, that is running or breaking in exercise. So what is running or breaking in exercise? Basically, this is an exercise which is carried in the initial, after the installation of your wire rope, prior handing it to your customer or to the end user, right? So what running in or breaking in exercise suggests, that you need to make sure that whenever you are installing a new wire rope, or whenever you are replacing a new set of wire rope, you need to make sure that uh, you apply the load. For example, let's say if I am having a cabin of 10 passenger capacity, so what I'll do, I'll just first run few cycles with empty cabin, then I'll add two passengers, then I'll make sure that the cabin runs with two passengers for few more cycles, then I'll add a few more passengers, let's say five passengers, then I'll carry out few cycles with five passengers, and then I'll go to the highest, that is the rated capacity, which is for the 10 passengers. So I'll run few cycles with this 10 passengers capacity. What this will help your wire rope to settle into the reeving system or your elevator system. The wire rope will adapt the reeving system whenever you follow proper running in or breaking in exercise. So definitely, whenever you are practicing, or whenever you are installing new wire ropes or replacing a new set of wire ropes, we do recommend to carry out this running in or breaking in exercise. Then coming to the next point, that is end attachment. So if I can quote standard, so standard says that if I am going for any end attachment, so that has to be 80, minimum 80% efficient of the uh, wire ropes capacity. So here we have shown the end attachment efficiency. Here you can see the mechanical splice using ferrule and thimble. So the efficiency is somewhere around 90% of your wire ropes capacity, that is breaking load or breaking strength. If we are sorry if you are going for wedge socket, so the capacity ranges from 80 to 90%. There is a range because if it depends on the way you have attached the wedge socket, because many of the times we have seen people not attaching wedge socket correctly. So definitely the efficiency depends on how you have attached the wedge socket. Then bulldog grips and hand splice. So here you can see that bulldog grips and hand splicing both are ranging between 70 to 80%. So that's the reason we do recommend that whenever you're choosing any end attachment for your wire rope, especially into hoisting mechanism, so definitely you should go for mechanical splice or wedge socket. Although we have shown at the right hand side the correct way of clamping the ropes, because we have encountered many such cases that wire the clamps are not clipped into correct way. So here we have shown correct way of clamping the wire rope, as well as the wrong way to clip the wire rope. The above picture, you can see above picture is the correct way to clip the wire rope. Sorry for the here by it is the mistake that the second one is being shown as the correct way to clip, but it's the typo error, we can say. The very first image with the rope clamping as heading is the correct way to clip the wire rope. Rest both of them are wrong way to clip the wire rope, because as you can see that whenever we are clamping the wire rope, we need to make sure that the saddling part of the clamp should always be on the live end, and the bolt part should always be on the dead end, right? Then you can also see the picture where we have shown that how wedge socket should be connected. So here you can see the correct way of attaching the wedge socket. First one is the right, that is attaching the tail length with your the dead end side, and you should never left your dead end open or without clamping. And also it is not recommended to clamp dead end and live end, especially in case of the wedge socket. Okay. Then coming to the very next part, that is cutting of the wire rope. So we have seen that many of the times people do follow wrong practices, especially for cutting of the wire ropes, because it seems quite a little thing when we look at this particular process, but definitely improper cutting, procedure of cutting a wire rope may lead to induction of looseness into your wire rope, which may further deteriorate your wire rope geometry, which may further make wire rope to fail into its early days, or it will not give the expected service life, right? So here we have shown wrong way as well as right way of cutting a wire rope. We do have seen people using chisel and hammer to cut the wire rope, which is absolutely a wrong way. And we request people that please refrain yourself from using these wrong methods by using chisel and hammer for cutting a wire rope. You should use abrasive cutter or hydraulic cutter, or even you can use gas cutting. But prior to cutting, you need to make sure that your wire rope has been clamped or seized at both the sides from where you are aiming to cut the wire rope, right? So for seizing of the wire rope, here are few recommendations that we generally, based on our experience, we recommend. Uh, for diameter of wire rope, let's say if the wire rope is ranging from 8 mm to 24 mm, so you can use 1 mm wire. That wire should be annealed wire, soft wire, commonly known as binding wire. And the recommended seizing length is 2 times diameter or minimum 10 times. People do ask me that whether it is recommended to relubricate elevator wire ropes. So yes, our answer is yes, that it is mandatory to relubricate elevator wire ropes. As you all are aware that wire rope is constantly in contact with steel, your sheave grooves, your pulley grooves, then various contact components. So you must have seen that wire rope surface getting dry as wire rope serves for a certain period of time. So if you are noticing that your wire rope surface is getting dry after a certain period of time, then definitely wire rope is telling you that there is a time that you should relubricate me. But mind you that whenever you are relubricating, you should always take care that there should be no excess lubricant that uh, you put on the wire rope while relubricating, because there is a chance that if we pour excess lubricant, if we apply excess lubricant on your wire rope, so definitely there is a high chance of slippage of that particular wire rope on your sheaves, right? So definitely right. What is the uh, recommended type? So you can use swabbing or painting type of procedure to apply the fresh coat of lubricant on your wire rope surface. Coming to the point, that is sheave grooves do play a ideal role in extending or uh, your wire rope service life, because if your wire rope is working on a worn out groove or or a groove that is not suitable for your wire rope, then definitely your wire rope is tend to fail earlier than what it is expected to work for, right? So here we have shown two types of grooves, that is narrow groove and oversized groove, that are not recommended for wire rope to work. So this is, you can see the wire rope is recommended to work in a properly properly grooved pulley. If we say it is somewhat around 6% that is recommended from your rope dia. So rope dia plus 6%, although range from 5 to 10%, but we do recommend for optimum service life 6% or 7% you can choose. Then coming to the storage part, definitely storage plays a crucial role in making sure that your wire rope last long in your shelf as well as in your uh, equipment or in your system as well. So definitely there are few uh, points that need to be checked while storing a wire rope, which we have shown into your in this image. Also you can see that wire rope reel has been placed over a frame and there is a sufficient ground clearance, which makes sure that there is a circulation of air or ventilation, we can say, which makes sure that the moisture don't settle on your wire rope. Also you should make sure that your wire rope reel should be covered with proper shade or with proper cover, so that it doesn't come into the contact with the ambient temp with the ambient or the surrounding, you can say. And you have to make sure that your wire rope doesn't come into any contact with the wet surface or the floor, right? So this is how you can store your wire rope. In that case, if you're storing a wire rope for more than 3 months, let's say on a frame, so you need to make sure you rotate it 180-degree, because due to gravity there is a high chance that all the lubricant which manufacturing lubricant which was used into the wire rope while manufacturing may accommodate at the bottom of the reel. So you need to just uh, move it, uh, or you just rotate it to 180-degree, so that the accommodated lubricant may repenetrate into the wire. Coming to the point, that is maintenance and inspection of steel wire rope and related parts. So what we need to check when we are particularly inspecting or when we are particularly carrying out the maintenance of wire ropes in the elevators. So sorry, you need to check, you need to visually inspect if there are any wear damages or any deformation on your wire rope, or if there are any particular uh, contact component that are not intact, just as I have told you regarding groove of the pulleys, groove of the shafts, right? So you need to check for wire ropes as well, for the that parts which are related to the wire ropes as well. You need to check for your end connections, right? So you need to check diameter of the wire rope when you are inspecting a wire rope. That helps to check if the wire rope has any certain deviations into wire rope, or you are facing any reduction in diameter, or is there any ovality into the wire rope. Then you need to check for the conditions of grooves of sheaves and pulleys as well. In case if you are if you feel that the wire rope surface has become dry, so you need to carry out the relubrication of those wire ropes as well. And lastly, you need to check that the all the ropes are having equal tensions or uniform tensions in all the wire rope. Coming to the point, that is discard criteria for elevator wire ropes. So we all are aware regarding replacement installation of wire ropes, right? So we do carry out installation of wire rope, but it is very much necessary or crucial to identify that the wire rope has been qualified for discard, and there is a need to change the wire rope, and we need to replace the wire rope so that my elevator will function safely, right? So it is very much necessary to make sure that we are safely discarding the wire ropes prior to having any unfortunate or situations, right? So there are few criterias that have been set for discard of wire ropes. So first is based on your decrease in wire rope diameter. So whenever you are inspecting your wire rope, you need to check for your diameter, and in that case, if you are finding that your wire rope diameter has been decreased by 6% or more than 6%, then definitely you need to make sure that the wire rope should be discarded from the service. Secondly, based on number of broken wires, right? uh, there is a high chance that when steel operates, when there is a contact between steel components, so there is a high chance that abrasion takes place, and when abrasion takes place, definitely when in case in terms of wire, if I'm talking, so there is a definitely steel wires are bound to break or cut, we can say wire cut. You can definitely encounter wire cuts into your wire ropes. So uh, all there are few criterias based on your wire cuts, when to replace the wire rope or when to discard the wire rope. This particular table here you can see, this particular table you can find it in IS 2365, ISO 4344, the latest version, or in ISO 4344 as well, right? So here you can see based on number of wire cuts, here they have shown broken wires randomly distributed. So it is a random distribution wire breakages, broken wires predominating in one or two outer strands. So if there is any, if you are seeing wire cuts, especially in one or two outer strands, so you need to follow this particular row. And if you are encountering adjacent broken wires in a single strand, so you need to follow this particular row. And if you are seeing any valley breaks, so you need to follow this particular uh, row. Coming to the point, that is replace rope or examine within a specified period as stated by competent person. That means it's up to you, or based on the decision of competent person, if whether to replace the wire rope or discard the wire rope if you are getting 12 wire cuts in a row play. So how we can identify a row play? Basically, for easy calculation, we can say that a row play is 6 times the diameter of your wire rope. So let's say if I'm having a 10 mm wire rope, so the rope lay will be around 60 mm, right? So if I am encountering 12 or more than 12 wire cuts in 619 classification or 619 class, so I need to discard the rope, right? I'm talking about randomly distributed. Same goes for 8 by 19, that is 15 per rope lay, more than 15 per rope lay, and for 9 by 19, more than 17 per rope lay. And if you are encountering wire breakages that are more than 24 per rope lay in 619 class, then you need to wait for any competent person to give any decision. You have to discard the rope immediately. So particularly these columns are for wire rope to be discarded immediately if any of these parameters are or if your if you are encountering any of these parameters, or if your wire rope is qualifying any of these set parameters. Then one more thing we commonly face, that is majority of times people ask that I am having 4 ropes in a set, and out of 4 ropes my one rope has reached to a discard criteria, so shall I replace only one rope? So in that case we always recommend that all the ropes, in this particular case all 4 ropes shall be discarded, even though only one rope is qualifying for your discard criteria, right? So you have to make sure that whenever you are replacing wire rope, you need to make sure that all the wire ropes in the set, whether it be in 3 numbers or 4 numbers or 5 numbers, you have to replace all the wire ropes. If you are replacing a single wire rope or a two, so there is a high chance that there will be a distinctive behavior in the ropes which were replaced and which were not replaced, right? So you need to make sure that whenever you are replacing wire ropes, you need to make sure that all the wire ropes in the system shall be replaced. Now here, for better understanding, we have shown some images how to identify randomly distributed wires, or how to identify valley wire breakages. So here you can see these are the crown wire breakages. Crown wire breakages are those wire breakages which are predominantly seen on the crown of a strand. So basically here you can see this is the crown portion of a strand where wire breakages are being seen, and here you can see the valley breakages because this particular wire are breakages can be seen near the valley between the two strands, right? So uh, if you are if you identify any of these wire breakages, so you can simply just follow the table where the discard table which is mentioned in IS 2365 or ISO 4344. Then coming to the next, that is here, oh, sorry. Okay. So here you can see this type of failure is due to shock or jerk load during the operation. That here, how to identify that wire rope has experienced the shock load or jerk load. Here you can see that all the ropes, the deformation or the protrusion of wires are being seen at the same or similar location in all of the ropes. So that itself suggests that wire rope has been subjected to some external influence which has distorted the geometry of wire rope at a single location in all the wire ropes, right? Here you can see bird caging type of deformation, which is also known as basket deformation, right? Then here you can see the mechanical damage. Here you can see that this particular component is in contact with the surface of wire rope, which has resulted into crushing type of damage into wire ropes, right? Then what QCO guidelines say? See, we have seen many, especially the wire ropes which were imported from China. They used to make use of jute core. Okay, so definitely, as I have already made you aware that the standard itself suggests that whenever you are making whenever you are selecting fiber core, especially for your hoisting application, then you need to make sure that those fiber cores or natural fiber core should be hard natural fiber core, which is sisal or manila. But majority of times we have seen that people were using jute core. So that those particular wire ropes were not, we can say, providing with the expected safety points or safety checkpoints, what we call. For that particular reason, government of India has taken the initiative that whenever uh, there is a requirement of wire rope in your elevator system, so definitely that should comply the IS 2365 specification, or the latest version of IS 2365 specification, and is to be supplied with BIS marking. So these QCO guidelines has helped to has added a safety check post, we can say, for better or safe working of your elevator wire ropes. Now, coming to the strength of Usha Martin, why we always say that why you should go for Usha Martin ropes, right? So we have a contracted steel plant, we have our own design center in Italy, then we are having advanced wire and rope making plants, right? So all these cumulatively help us to make a superior product, a quality product, a certified quality product, which ensures that whenever our product is into your system, your you can trust our product, you can trust our ropes, and in fact the user can trust our rope, right? Because all the ropes which we manufacture, which we produce, are made to go through stringent quality checks, right? Here you can see what type of testing or what type of test we carry out on the product while in production and post production as well. So you can see that computerized braking force test on wire rope, that comes under destructive testing. We do not rely on calculation based or aggregate testing of wire rope. We rely on destructive testing, which gives the actual result, actual tensile, actual braking force at which wire rope breaks, or what is the actual strength of your wire rope. Then bending fatigue test on wire rope, tensile test on wires, bend test on wires, torsion test on wires, then metallurgical test, chemical test. So all these cumulatively help us to that depicts the in process testing of our product. Now coming to the point, that is USP of Usha Martin. So why Usha Martin? What are the USP? So here we are very much proud that we are the only wire rope company in India to conduct in-house reverse bend fatigue testing on wire rope, right? Then we are having design excellence. We are, as stated earlier, that we are having our own design center in Italy. We are having wide range of manufacturing of wire rope from 3 mm to 160 mm. We are having in-house pre-stretching facility, which helps us to deliver the pre-stretch wire ropes to our customers, making the initial hustle of re-leveling the wire rope, relieving them from that particular hustle. Then we are having pan India network of our regional offices as well as our channel partners, so that we can provide just in time uh, support, as well as service support, as well as the requirement of uh, your speedy requirement. Then we are also having in-house enable accredited laboratory, which is the only wire rope company in India having in-house enable accredited laboratory. So all the products which are tested at our factory are enable accredited tested products, we can proudly say. These are few certifications and approvals that our company uh, has received. So you can just go through them. Also, I would like to highlight that we are the only company in India with having API monogram license for steel wire ropes. So this is the pan-India network of our where there are 3 manufacturing facilities, 1 R&D center, 4 regional offices, and 19 distribution channel partners. So I would like to thank you all for listening me patiently and showing your patience, because I know there were a lot of technical glitches, disturbances in between, but I appreciate all of you for showing patience and listening to me carefully. I hope that this session uh, must have increased, or make made you aware regarding usage of steel wire rope, regarding how wire ropes to be identified, how wire ropes to be handled, right? So it's, I hope this was an informative session for all of you, and I would like to hand it over to Shitija ma'am for any further Q&A section.
Okay, thank you, Pranav, for your
Yes.
presentation was really very good. It's okay that everyone
Yeah.
understands the technical glitches that comes in between, so not to worry about it. So if Mr. Vignesh Nair helped during the session, that try to click a select presentation. So don't worry, everyone understands it. It's a opportunity for everyone to be there, so not to worry about it. So we have question from Mr. Vishal Joshi. I think sir is from Z-Lebeg, if I'm not wrong. Is undercut angle with U groove 105 degrees is better for traction sheet to get maximum lifetime of a rope, or it should be lesser?
Uh, can you repeat, ma'am?
Yes, yes. Is undercut angle with U groove 105 degrees is better for traction sheet to get maximum lifetime of rope, or it should be lesser?
Okay. So is undercut angle with U group 105 degrees is better for traction shift to get maximum lifetime of rope, or it should be lesser? Uh, I think as far as what we have experienced, that undercut angle with U groove 10 okay 105 degree is giving a better rope lifetime, but definitely uh, if we see in terms of degrees, so definitely we need to uh, check with our customers as well, that what kind of performance they are getting from the wire rope, because as far as wire rope is related, so we can definitely say that your the wire rope can work into 105 degrees, but for to comment on whether it can work in lesser angle or greater angle, so that need to be checked with our uh, team. I need to check. I can definitely uh, I'm sharing one number with my number, so that in that case, if your question is remained unanswered, so I can share those answers on personal basis as well, one-to-one basis.
Okay, so we
So
have question.
I'll be
Yeah, you
sharing my
can.
number as well as my email address. So any of these questions which are related to performance, related to performance of wire ropes, can be answered by proper taking into consideration of the concerned team from uh, our team as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is question from Paneer sir as well. Panay sir, Panay Selvam sir. How frequently a rope tension to be adjusted? Say like 6 months of use yearly, once or so many cycles of operation. what is the mechanical life cycle of steel rope? So there are multiple questions that he is asked. If you could read
Okay,
one by one and answer one by one, it will be great.
okay.
I hope you
So
are able to see it, right?
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
able to see. So
Okay.
yes, how frequently rope tension should be adjusted, right? So basically we do recommend that rope tension should be checked whenever you are you are going for your monthly maintenance or bi-monthly maintenance. So whenever you are carrying out your maintenance practice, you need to check the rope tensions, whether all the ropes are equally tensioned or not. In that case, if you find that wire rope there are no equal tension in set of the wire ropes, then you need to re-tension it so that all the wire ropes are having proper tension or equal tension. There is no certain interval that we can say, okay, after 6 months or after 1 year, you need to retension it, because that purely depends on whether your wire ropes, there is any deviation in the tensioning of your wire ropes. If you are finding any deviation, then definitely you need to carry out the retensioning part. That you should not wait for 6 monthly or any yearly what you have set, right? Then coming to the point that what is the mechanical life cycle of steel wire rope. So if you ask what is a mechanical life cycle of steel wire rope, so there is no such document or written formula that will say that okay, this much will be the life cycle of a steel wire rope, especially when we refer to standards. But definitely based on experience, we can say that there are around approximately 12 lakh cycles that a wire rope should perform or wire rope can perform, right? But uh, you won't find this thing anywhere into standard or writing. How to measure rope wear and tear? Definitely rope wear and tear can be measured using the diameter. That is, when you check your diameter, if your diameter is diameter reduction is more than 6%, that definitely suggests that your wire rope diameter has been reduced and it is qualified for discard. Regarding surface wear and tear, there are traces of abrasion on your wires. It will look like a slicing part, that your wire has been sliced, cut. Uh, so that will help you out to identify the abrasion on your wire rope surface. Do you supply belt type rope? So we are currently not into belt type rope, but definitely in future, if company is uh, in any, if company is thinking, so then definitely we can talk on that as well.
Correct. So next question by Mr. Anand is, what is the time period to change the wire rope?
Okay, so what is the time period to change the wire rope? Just now we commented on what is the mechanical life cycle, right? So basically we say that okay, wire rope should perform 12 lakh cycles or nearly about 12 lakh cycles, but practically, because see the wire rope service life depends on operating conditions, then how your contact components are, whether they are in proper intact conditions or whether you are still the wire rope is running over worn out grooves or something. So for that reason we always say that for replacing a wire rope or changing a wire rope, you should always follow discard criteria. The discard criteria of wire rope, which we just discussed, that based on number of wire cuts, based on your uh, wire rope diameter reduction, then abnormalities such as bird caging type of deformation, and any other damage you encounter on your wire rope.
Next question is there any type of lubrication which is will change based on core type?
No, there is no change in type of lubrication if we change a core type. So let me uh, So what I am understanding is that uh, Mr. Bharat is asking that whether if I am going for fiber core wire rope or if I am going for steel core wire rope, is there any change in lubrication type? So no, we use same lubrication in all the core, whether it is steel core, whether it is fiber core, and in fact whether in your fiber core, whether it is natural fiber core or synthetic fiber core.
Okay, Mr. Vignesh Nair is saying, as you mentioned, the core is of different types. Does using synthetic material or any other material would have any impact with green building certification?
So basically, the synthetic fiber core is mainly recommended into the governor rope application because uh, sisal core. If we go for sisal core, it is having characteristics. Let's say that whenever there is a winter season or whenever there is a, so basically it contracts or elongates based on the temperature changes. So for that particular reason, we recommend that for your governor rope, you should use the synthetic fiber core wire ropes. So definitely, if we are going for synthetic fiber core, which is artificially made, so maybe what I am understanding that definitely it can have a green building effect that we cannot deny.
Okay, next question is, what is the difference between pre-stretched and with post-form?
Okay, so basically pre-stretch rope. So as I have already told you in the session that pre-stretch ropes are those ropes in which we apply a cyclic load to the ropes, so that helps the wire rope to elongate at the early stage. So whenever you are encountering initial elongation in your initial operating period, so that you can eliminate by just by using pre-stretch rope. So what pre-stretching does is just eliminates the constructional stretch of the wire rope. It removes the constructional stretch or permanent stretch. It just stretches the wire rope to its full extent or the permanent stretch, so that whenever this particular wire rope will be in operation, so the user won't need to re-level the wire rope whenever there is an, or it will, they will not face the elongation issue. But coming to the point, post forming is totally a different process. Post forming process helps us to kill the life. Basically we call it as a life whenever we make a wire rope. So wire rope, as I have earlier told that whenever we are making a wire rope, so on a core we are laying these strands. So whenever laying these strands, definitely we are working, we are making wires to work, we are making strands to work. So that generates a life, we call it as a life or stress, we can say. So basically post forming is a stress relieving process which helps to relieve the stress from your wire rope which has been generated during its manufacturing or during the especially the forming of your wire rope. So that two are not linked to each other.
Okay, Mr. Christopher Pereira is asking, what is the selection criteria for sisal core and IWRC ropes?
Okay, so if we go based on selection criteria, see, as we all know that sisal core comes under fiber core and IWRC comes under steel core. So there are definitely few advantages of fiber core and few disadvantages of fiber core, as well as there are few advantages of steel core and few disadvantages of steel core as well. So coming to the advantages of steel core, so steel core is having comparatively more strength, more breaking strength when we compare it with fiber core ropes. And uh, when we compare fiber core, so fiber core ropes are having greater flexibility when we compare it with the steel core wire rope. So basically the fiber core ropes are generally recommended when you are selecting your wire ropes for your low rise or mid-rise level of stops. But whenever you are going for high-rise buildings or iconic projects, or let's say for your speed where your speed is much on a higher side, so for that particular application, you need to uh, you need to definitely go for steel core wire ropes.
Mr. Bharat has a question again. May I know fatigue test standard code for elevator ropes? And what are the different quality parameters that we can check as a customer from our side for better quality and actual supplies?
What are the quality? Okay, so basically, what are the quality parameters that we can check as a customer from our side for better quality on actual supplies? And may I know fatigue test standard code for elevator ropes? So all first of all, for the testing purpose, you can always refer IS 2365, ISO 4344, in which you will find all the testing parameters related to steel wire ropes for your elevate, especially for your elevators, in which you will find the different types of methodology, different types of procedure that need to be checked whenever you are testing a steel wire rope, whether it be for your fatigue testing, whether be for your tensile testing, whether be it for your breaking load testing. So all the relevant standards are being mentioned in IS 2365, ISO 4344. Coming to the next question, that is, what are quality parameters that we can check as a customer from our side for better quality on actual supplies? So definitely, whenever wire rope reaches to you, you need to make sure that the right type of wire rope has been received. For example, if you have ordered a wire rope, so you need to make sure that the specification matches the ordered standards. And definitely you need to check, and you need to check the diameter. Then you must be aware of the construction part, that what kind of construction you have ordered and what type of construction you have received. So you need to make sure that whatever you have ordered, all the parameters are as per the ordering specification, right, which you are going to check at your end.
What
Second,
according to you? Yeah.
in case if you are also willing to get the wire rope tested, you can also get wire rope tested at any NABL accredited lab, third party NABL accredited lab, to check whether the wire rope has been to the specification, the breaking load which have been specified is correct or not.
Okay. The next question is, what according to you is the best method for testing the wire ropes, wire rope tension on site?
So, according to us, there are various availability of rope tensioning gauge. So basically, what they do, they gives you a clear picture whether all your ropes are equally tensioned or not, or within the range of equal tension or not. Because following conventional method or by checking it with thumb or by hand is not recommended, because there can be a human error while checking uh, with your hand or by just pressing by your thumb. So we do recommend it to check it through rope tensioning gauge.
Okay. I believe the session was very insightful, Pranav, and very
Yes.
informative.
Yeah.
Definitely it must have taken your time, and uh, you had to make sure that every information is correct. So
Right.
I thank you for that on behalf of IC team. I think Paneer sir is asking, we supply rope tension gauze imported one of the past 10 years. So Selvam sir is from JL Seagal, and he can
Yes.
definitely
Yes.
connect with you. And
Great.
Selvam sir, thank you for your questions and
Right.
information. I will share a number for Pranav with you, and you can definitely have a chat with him or email with him, sir. Uh, so someone is saying, very nice presentation. Thank you so much for customers are using elevators rope as steel core, can we recommend fiber for them so that the BV can increase? Please advise.
I think the statement that fiber core, by recommending fiber core, break BV. So if you can just let me know what is the BV so that I can comment. But yes, definitely you can definitely recommend fiber core ropes in that case if the factor of safety or your load calculations are uh, permitting you, allowing you to go for fiber core, because as you are aware that the breaking strength of fiber core rope is comparatively less to the steel core. So whenever you are recommending fiber core rope, you need to make sure that the fiber core rope does fulfill the factor of safety factor requirement or factor of safety requirement. Secondly, it should not the wire ropes are not into high speed elevators or into high rise buildings, because as you see that we do recommend steel core wire ropes into high rise or where the high speed elevators are there.
So Bharat Kumar sir is saying thank you for answering questions patiently. And also we have Krishnan sir, business volume. I think Krishnan sir, your question is not completed. It says only business volume is what we can see here. So I believe if there is any kind of a question answer, so you can definitely get in touch with me, or to get in contact for Usha Martin. We can definitely share Pranav and Ritesh sir's number, and definitely things can be taken ahead for it. So
Yes.
on behalf of all the attendees, and I thank you, Pranav, for taking out time from your busy schedule, and thank you for making the session very informative.
No, I would personally like to thank you, ma'am, for hosting this great initiative. Definitely a knowledge sharing platform for all the related attendees, and definitely the engagement was good because based on the question and answers, what questions were asked. So I think that people have gained some sort of information
Correct.
from this session.
Correct.
And
Yes.
I would thank ISEE platform for arranging this type of initiatives as well to have
Thank you.
greater sharing of technical know-hows.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you, Pranav, for your
Yeah.
time. And I hope to see you soon. And
Yes.
for everybody, for information, as always, our next session will be on next Tuesday, which will be done by Z Lebek. Mr. Vishal Joshi will be conducting the session. I will soon share the details with you all.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Pranav.
Okay.
Thank you for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Yes.
Bye.